Hey guys, it's your girl, Pretty Girl, and
Dada.
And today, as you can see, we got our masks. And as usual, we will be giving you information on COVID-19. But if you want the fact straight, go to SABC3. They've got everything you need.
100%. So, there's a lot of stuff going on right now, pertaining especially to the extension on the lockdown. They say that a lot of the rules that are going to be in place during the lockdown, or that were in place during the lockdown, will be changing over the course of the next couple of weeks, up to months. And on a weekly basis, we should be staying tuned to all of our government gazettes and SABC channels to get as much information as possible. And some of those changes have already been announced. A couple of them being that mines will slowly begin to go back to work, along with vehicle mechanics. So that is a step in the right direction. There's also been a lot of calls and pressures, especially from the liquor forums of Gauteng and various liquor governing bodies, for the calls for liquor to be sold again during the lockdown, even if it is at the level where taverns and informal liquor traders could perhaps trade from 9 in the morning until 6 p.m. on a basis of takeaways to alleviate people heading towards bottle stores. But that has been turned down. 100% will not be happening, including the export of wine. And the Minister of Health has actually elaborated, saying that the export of wine has now been placed into the same category as the transporting of liquor, and it is definitely not allowed during this lockdown. We have sobering situations at hand in the world, in the words of Becky. So yeah, guys, we gotta stay sober, keep our heads down, stay safe, stay with our families, and push forward, and we're gonna get through this together as a nation. South Africa has now tested more than 100,000 people for the COVID-19 virus, which is an amazing stat. That's a lot of people that have been tested. But still today, infections stand at 2,783 people, and that's quite a few infections. I think it's up by 90 plus from yesterday, actually, when I did this last countdown. But as always, I sit with Pretty Girl, and Pretty Girl always walks us through the best ways for us to stay safe. And today, she's even taken me a step further and hooked me up with these gorgeous masks. So let us know about them, and let's go, Pretty Girl.
Okay, well guys, you need to wash your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds, or use hand sanitizer that has at least 60% of alcohol in it. If you go in public, which you should only do if you really need food, use a mask like we've got here. If you sneeze or cough, into your elbow or a tissue so that you don't spread the germs. And don't touch your mouth, nose, eyes, and ears. And yeah.
Yeah, so that's 100% the best ways for us to stay safe. And I wanted to know a little bit about these masks. How could people go about using them? What's the best way? Some people, they might put on their mask and do something like this. Look. No.
That wouldn't work because your nose is not covered. Okay. So you need to put it on your nose and mouth like this. Oops, I can't put mine on. But it has to be on your nose and mouth, which you should only do if you are going in public. If you are not, you shouldn't really be wearing them at home because it's not. Unless you have been infected with the coronavirus and you're protecting others around you, or if someone in your house has the coronavirus and you're trying to look after them, you should be wearing a mask.
100%. I agree with you on that. That's exactly what you should be doing. And just a little bit of brighter news before we start wrapping up. Just to let you know that this is a beautiful article that I read on the Business Insider South Africa. And it says that South Africa plans to build nearly as many new ventilators as the entire world needed last year. That's for 2019. And that's just one of our plans that our health department has undertaken to ensure that us in Africa will have some protection when it comes to this COVID-19 virus. And they estimate that in 2019 there was a grand total of 77,000 new ventilators that was needed in the world. And if you look at this project that they're embarking on, they're hoping that before the end of this month, April, they intend to have 10,000 new ventilators up and running, and by the end of June, they'll have the capacity to create another 50,000 more. That's insane. So it looks like we've taken amazing strides in the right direction, from the government seeing the early warning signs of COVID-19 and taking the precautions with the lockdowns, to now seeing the strain that could be placed on the health departments and taking the steps with programs to create new ventilators that will not only be a benefit to the communities and the societies in Southern Africa, but to the whole of Africa. I think that's something that's quite brilliant. And I hope that this project actually turns out and meets its deadlines as they plan it. Guys, it was a pleasure sharing this update with you. We'll be back with you again as we usually do. But for now, we gotta go, we gotta chill. I'm gonna be rocking my beautiful mask tomorrow when we go out. And please do not forget to rock yours, recommended by the Minister of Health, that when we go into public, we wear our masks. So don't forget it. And we'll see you again tomorrow. It's your boy Dada.
And your girl Pretty Girl. We'll see you in the next one.
Boom.
You always say boom and you hear